Here, hidden assassins turn silence into a weapon of annihilation. At times, a single glance from the shadows is enough to signal the end of a chain of life. And even the strongest cannot escape that unforgiving law. Footsteps as silent as the wind approach their prey without a sound. Silence cannot conceal the ruthlessness of nature. The throne of dominance in this forest has never belonged to a single creature. When everything stops, only one can survive. One of the most representative icons of these grasslands is the pampas fox, a small canid with a grayish-brown coat. Unlike its red-furred relatives to the north, the pampas fox is primarily nocturnal. Its diet is highly varied, from mice, small birds, and eggs to insects and wild fruits. More than just a solitary hunter, the pampas fox is also a devoted father. Pairs often bond for life, and the male actively participates in hunting, bringing food back for the pups and protecting the family. A model of family life in the wild grasslands. But it is not just carnivorous mammals, hidden under dry leaves or coiled beneath rocks. They are the characteristic snakes of the semi-arid grasslands of South America. The venomous snakes of this region possess an extremely fast strike mechanism and a potent venom. Leaving the open grasslands, we begin to venture deep into the northern lowlands of the Chaco Serrano. The forest is no longer dense, but transforms into scattered rows of trees no taller than 50 feet. This is the seasonal dry forest of the Chaco, a special type of woodland where life has learned to regulate itself. This is a low forest with a geological base composed mainly of limestone, gravel, and sand. That means that even when it rains, the soil dries quickly. For this reason, the vegetation here has evolved. It sheds its leaves en masse during the dry season, reducing evaporation, and recovers vigorously when the rains return. The climate in this region is semi-arid tropical, with 2 distinct seasons. The rainy season brings between 27 and 35 inches of water per year, mainly through sudden downpours. Conversely, the dry season can last up to 6 months, causing leaf fall in most trees. From a distance, the Chaco dry forest during the dry season looks like a barren field of skeletal trunks. Amidst these sun-scorched lands, there exists an animal that is both familiar and strange. With the appearance of a pig, but with a small trunk like that of a young elephant. It is the South American tapir, an ancient creature, and also the silent gardener of the tropical forests. An adult of this species can be up to 8 feet long and stand about 3 feet at the shoulder. With a body as solid as a block of stone sculpted by nature and a short, flexible proboscis. The tapir feeds on leaves, young shoots, fallen fruit, and sometimes even dry bark. Whenever it eats a fruit, it often swallows the seeds without realizing it. And because this animal moves constantly, within an average radius of 7 to 12 miles. It unwittingly becomes a sower of the forest, silent, persistent, and more enduring than any other. Thanks to its keen senses, such as a sharp sense of smell and hearing much more sensitive than a human's. But when it detects a threat, usually from a jaguar, the region's supreme predator, it can run at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour, crashing through the densest undergrowth. Its swimming ability is also a significant advantage, as the tapir often chooses to dive into a lake. The tapir's short proboscis is not just for smelling and grasping food. When underwater, it acts as a perfect natural snorkel, allowing the tapir to dive deep and hide at the bottom of rivers and lakes for several minutes to escape its enemies. Amidst the oppressive heat of the dry season, when prey is scarce, a jaguar emerges from the shade. Its golden eyes are fixed on a South American tapir, which is distractedly munching on young shoots. It attempts an approach, but perhaps luck is not on its side. Today, the hunt has failed. However, that does not diminish the jaguar's status, for in the Amazon rainforest, it remains the apex predator. A jaguar can weigh from 100 to 265 pounds with a body length of up to 6 feet. Its compact, muscular body looks like a concentrated mass of power with a large head. Unlike its African relative, the leopard, the jaguar's spots form dark rosettes. The jaguar does not chase its prey. It is an ambush predator using the shadows and the undergrowth. With footsteps as silent as the wind, it approaches its prey to within a few feet without making a sound. When the moment comes, its pounce is not only powerful but also precise with a deadly coolness. Its jaw generates a pressure of about 1,500 pounds per square inch, the strongest among the big cats. The jaguar is one of the few big cats that enjoys water. On intensely hot days, when the surface of the forest cracks, jaguars often seek out water holes. The mud pools, swamps, and water-filled hollows among the rocks of the dry forest are strategic points. Among its prey is a much smaller but very alert and social creature, the collared peccary. When in danger, they emit shrill squeals and may either attack as a group or flee. However, against an experienced jaguar, a herd of peccaries can be scattered. But the jaguar does not only eat collared peccaries. Its diet in the Chaco Serrano also includes armadillos, capybaras, deer, and even caimans. This dietary diversity allows it to play a crucial role in controlling populations. In this place, it is not only the jaguar, but also a smaller cat with a slender body and a spotted coat, the ocelot. Though not large, every line of its body has been refined with a supreme purpose. The ocelot's coat is one of the most distinctive and intricate among the forest cats. With 4 short, muscular legs and pads covered in fine fur, it can approach its prey. Their eyes have night vision 6 times stronger than a human's. The ocelot primarily hunts small animals such as mice, lizards, ground birds, rabbits, and snakes. In areas near water, it may also catch fish or frogs. Their forelegs are agile, with sharp claws and lightning-fast reflexes. Lacking sharp tusks or the speed to chase down prey, the giant anteater possesses a different, unusual weapon. The giant anteater, a creature known as the nomad of the dry forest. It possesses a long snout, a coat of silver grey mixed with brown, that drapes like a cloak. An adult can be up to 7 feet long, including its tail of about 3 feet. Although its body is cumbersome and its appearance somewhat clumsy, every detail is designed. It survives on ants and termites. Its snout extends into a narrow tube, devoid of teeth. But it houses a slender tongue up to 2 feet long, capable of darting in and out over 150 times a minute. The giant anteater's tongue is covered in a viscous substance, trapping hundreds of insects. Unlike carnivores that use sharp canines or claws, their joints are designed to withstand great pressure when digging, but are also flexible enough to fold. By consuming tens of thousands of ants and termites each day, an estimated 30,000 to 35,000 individuals. To conserve energy on a low-calorie diet, the giant anteater has the lowest body temperature of any terrestrial mammal, just 90.9 degrees Fahrenheit. It is like a biological machine operating in perfect battery-saver mode. It helps control insect populations, balances the chain of biodegradation, and indirectly protects tree roots. Furthermore, as it digs for food, it aerates the topsoil, allowing air and moisture to penetrate. Its slow gait and large size make the giant anteater vulnerable to large predators. When it feels threatened at close range, the giant anteater can stand upright on its hind legs. A powerful swipe from its foreleg can inflict serious wounds. a silent wanderer on the arid land with its back covered in a layer of armor. Each footstep sounds like a light tap on the ground, slow but steady. The nine-banded armadillo. Its name derives from the number of mobile bands that cross its body. Its body is 2 to 3 feet long, including the tail, and its weight varies. Its carapace, as hard as a medieval suit of armor, is formed by hundreds of small bony plates. It provides effective protection against the bites of ocelots, maned wolves, or pumas. In particular, the 9 mobile bands on its back, moving independently, allow it to curl up slightly. Unlike active predators, the 9-banded armadillo is nocturnal. It forages by scratching and digging in the forest's topsoil for insects and earthworms. With a long, pointed snout, like a small shovel, and an exceptional sense of smell. It can detect prey living up to 6 inches deep in the soil. Thanks to its flexible digestive system and numerous small enamelless teeth, its broad and unselective diet allows it to survive through successive dry seasons. Not just a proficient forager, it is also an excellent burrowing engineer. Each individual can dig and maintain from 4 to 10 different burrows within a home range. A startling fact of reproduction. The 9-banded armadillo almost always gives birth to a litter of 4 genetically identical young. They develop from the same fertilized egg, making them natural identical quadruplets in the animal world. These abandoned burrows are often reused by other species, such as snakes and rodents. The 9-banded armadillo is one of the main regulators of pest insect populations. Its digging habits not only aerate the topsoil, but also improve water absorption. Here too, small but extremely active creatures quietly inspect every tree trunk. With a long tail held erect like an exploratory antenna, its long snout constantly sniffing. The South American coati belongs to the Procyonidae family, a close relative of the raccoon. An adult can be from 2.5 to 3.5 feet long, including the tail. Its body is compact but sturdy, with strong limbs and curved, sharp claws. Thanks to its long, flexible snout and extremely sensitive sense of smell, it can detect insects. Its diet is very diverse, from fruits, roots and seeds to insects, bird eggs and small reptiles. Its digestive system can process both fiber and protein, allowing it to adjust its diet. One of the most remarkable features of this species is its flexible social structure. Females and young usually live in groups of 4 to 20 individuals, while adult males. When the group moves, the tails of all individuals are held erect like small mobile poles. The South American coati plays an important role in controlling insect populations. Its constant digging behavior also contributes to soil aeration. Amidst the rustle of dry leaves and the calls of birds on the plains, it is the sound of intelligence in motion, of life reorganizing itself to adapt. These are medium-sized primates with dark brown fur on their bodies and black on their limbs. What is special about the brown capuchin monkey lies in its ability to learn, remember, and adapt. Their diet is extremely diverse, from fruits, nuts, and young shoots to insects and bird eggs. One of the most remarkable behaviors of this species is the use of stones to crack open nutshells. Their intelligence is not limited to tools. Brown capuchins also know how to self-medicate. They often seek out plants with insect-repellent properties, crush the leaves, and rub them all over their bodies, creating a natural mosquito and parasite repellent. The brown capuchin monkey serves as an important intermediary in the transformation of organic matter. They gather fruits, nuts, and insects, leaving leftovers on the ground, which helps to nourish the forest soil. Each of their steps is a link in the life cycle where energy is reborn from fallen leaves and fruits. Thanks to these seemingly small activities, the rainforest ecosystem maintains its fertility and natural balance. The brown capuchin is not just an intelligent forager, but also a silent gardener of the green forest. Hot air currents rise from the ground, forming spiraling columns of air. And it is in these invisible currents that outstretched wings glide gently. It is a silent, persistent, and purposeful patrol by the turkey vulture. Compared to other vultures, the turkey vulture has a light body and hollow bones. One of its most notable features is its bare head, bright red in adults. But what truly sets the turkey vulture apart is not its appearance. It is one of the few birds in the world with a highly developed sense of smell. Studies have shown that it can detect the smell of ethyl mercaptan, a compound released. This ability allows them to detect carrion from an altitude of 200 to 400 feet. Where there are carcasses, the turkey vulture is often the first to find them. In many cases, the black vulture depends on the behavior of the turkey vulture to locate food. But once they gather in sufficient numbers, the black vultures, with their strength and numbers, quickly dominate. Therefore, the turkey vulture's survival strategy is not direct confrontation. They prefer soft internal organs which are easy to access and digest quickly, avoiding the tougher parts. As the first turkey vultures begin to circle high above and descend to the carrion feast. But that tranquility does not last long. From a distance, completely black wings appear. Fierce wing beats and shrill cries echo. The latter do not surrender easily. They spread their wings, trying to knock down the intruders. However, with their strength and aggression, the black vultures soon turn another's feast. The most recognizable feature of the black vulture is its featherless dark gray head. Its plumage is entirely black, and when they spread their wings, white patches on the underside. Their long, broad-wing structure, coupled with a light body, allows them to soar for hours. The black vulture combines its eyesight with flocking behavior to locate carrion. In a group, if one individual finds food, the entire flock can quickly arrive. Foraging in groups helps them easily dominate other competitors. Each day, an individual can consume up to 2.2 pounds of decaying meat. Thanks to this, potential infection sources from decaying carcasses in the open are controlled. The stomach of the black vulture contains acids so strong they can neutralize many types of bacteria. With a beak curved and sharp as a dagger and brilliant yellow legs that walk with a bold stride. With a body length of 20 to 26 inches and a wingspan of about 4 feet. The crested caracara has a sturdier build than other species in its family. Its plumage is a study in contrast. A white head with a black erectile crest like a helmet. It walks a lot, hunting on the lower levels or waiting for opportunities with carrion and injured animals. In terms of survival skills, the crested caracara is a master of observation and adaptation. It often follows grey foxes, pumas, or maned wolves, waiting for them to complete a hunt. During the natural wildfires that frequently occur in the Chaco Serrano during the dry season, its sense of smell is not particularly developed, but its eyesight is exceptional. Unlike falcons that depend on speed to attack, the crested caracara uses a different tactic. When hunting lizards, snakes, or rodents, it does not attack immediately but approaches slowly. With talons that are not overly sharp but have excellent grip and a beak as hard as iron. However, against prey that is too large or stronger rivals, it does not hesitate to retreat. The crested caracara is an effective natural scavenger helping to control the spread of disease. Furthermore, by consuming dead animals, pests, and weak individuals, it reduces pressure. Its footsteps are light yet firm, as if the entire hill were just a soft carpet. The guanaco is a close wild relative of the llama. It can stand up to 4 feet at the shoulder and be about 6.5 feet long from muzzle to tail. Its body is covered in a thick coat of golden brown fur. This coat not only allows them to adapt to arid conditions, unlike other large herbivores that depend on dense grasslands, the guanaco is a master. It can go for days without drinking water directly, thanks to its ability to absorb moisture. Its 3-chambered digestive system allows it to efficiently break down cellulose from tough foods. During prolonged droughts, it can even consume young roots, old leaves, or tender bark. Socially, guanacos live in groups of 5 to 15 individuals with a stable structure. During the dry season, when food is scarce and dispersed, the group structure can become more flexible. The adult male is extremely vigilant. It often stands at the highest point of the slope. A single signal from the leader is enough for the entire group to regroup and flee in formation. The guanaco is an important herbivore, responsible for controlling low-lying vegetation. It creates natural trails through the forest, facilitating the movement of other species. Their droppings, rich in organic matter, are food for many decomposer insects. An agile silhouette is tightening its circle, its eyes fixed on a herd of guanacos. It is not the largest predator nor the fastest, but here the puma has an advantage. An adult can weigh from 66 to 220 pounds and be about 5 feet long. Its body is slender and muscular, and its long, flexible tail allows it to maintain stability. The puma's coat varies from grayish-brown to a pale yellow, allowing it to camouflage easily. Its paws are wide with retractable claws and are cushioned by thick, fleshy pads. With muscles specially adapted for silent movement, the puma can get very close to its prey. Both its hearing and vision are highly developed. Their eyes have a special reflective retina that allows them to see clearly in very low light conditions. Their ears can rotate independently, helping them to pinpoint the source of subtle sounds, such as the slight rustle of an agouti or the rubbing of a peccary. It is a master of stalking and lightning-fast attacks. After observing and tracking its prey for hours, the puma waits for the precise moment to launch at speeds of up to 43 miles per hour in the first seconds of the attack. It always aims for the nape or throat with a bite of about 400 pounds per square inch. Thanks to its curved canines and powerful jaw muscles, it quickly suffocates its prey. In field studies, over 80% of its attacks on small or medium-sized prey are resolved in under 10 seconds. With larger animals like the guanaco or the greater rhea, it takes more time to control the situation. After killing its prey, the puma often drags the carcass to a shaded spot, sheltered from the wind and with rocks or fallen logs. It uses its front paws or muzzle to cover the carcass with dry leaves, soil, and branches, not for storage, but for concealment. This way, it can return to feed multiple times over the following days, conserving energy and reducing the risk of confrontation. A predator does not always need to have the imposing muscles of a puma. Sometimes it can be a slender figure with long, stilt-like legs. The maned wolf, South America's most unique canid. Despite its name, the maned wolf is not a true wolf, nor is it a fox, a jackal, or a hyena. Evolutionarily, it is the sole species of the genus Crescentian, with unique traits unmixed with any living relative. It has a lean body, exceptionally long legs, giving it an average standing height of about 3 feet, along with a high neck, a long muzzle, and a long bushy tail. A black mane runs from the nape of its neck to the middle of its back, which can be raised when it feels threatened or needs to assert its authority. Its large ears act as a biological navigation system, amplifying sounds in quiet environments. Its coat, predominantly reddish-orange, is not just eye-catching but also serves as camouflage during the dry season, when the vegetation is a burnt yellow. It does not pursue its prey over long distances like a coyote, nor does it hunt in packs like a gray wolf. Instead, it opts for quick ambushes or a stealthy approach to launch a surprise attack with its powerful forelegs. Thanks to its long legs, it can deliver a powerful blow from above, stunning or instantly killing small prey. Despite its appearance as a skilled predator, the maned wolf is an omnivore with a very flexible diet. It feeds on small animals like field mice, ground birds, lizards and frogs, but a large part of its diet comes from plants, especially wild fruits. One of its most important food sources is the fruit of the lobera plant, a native fruit similar to an eggplant rich in fiber and water. Its ability to digest cellulose and metabolize plant energy allows it to survive in environments where strict carnivores often disappear. By consuming fruit and moving continuously over large areas, it disperses seeds through its droppings, creating natural points of plant regeneration. The droppings of the maned wolf often contain insect remains, undigested plant fibers, and intact seeds. The grey brocket deer, a small deer species native to South America, it has a compact body with a grey, brown or ash-grey coat, usually darker on the back and lighter towards the belly, which acts as natural camouflage. They are herbivores that specialize in feeding on young leaves, shoots, wild fruits, and soft bark. Their ability to stand on their hind legs for short periods allows them to reach low branches between 4 and 5 feet high. This is crucial when vegetation within reach has been consumed or knocked down by other species like capybaras or peccaries. In addition, they also consume some types of fungi and even mineral-rich soil to supplement their diet with micronutrients. Golden eyes glow brightly in the darkness, along with a silhouette with pricked-up ears, signaling the presence of the great horned owl. It has a robust body, large wings, and a soft plumage that allows it to fly in silence, like a breath on the dusty air of the dry forest. The great horned owl's plumage combines shades of grey, brown, and mottled spots like decaying tree bark, creating perfect camouflage. The great horned owl is a predator with extremely developed hearing thanks to its asymmetrical ear structure. One ear is higher than the other, allowing it to locate sounds both horizontally and vertically. Without needing to see its prey, it can detect the rustle of dry leaves caused by a mouse from a distance of tens of feet. Their eyes do not move like a human's but are fixed in their sockets. However, it can turn its head up to 270 degrees, allowing it to scan its surroundings without moving its body, keeping its plumage completely silent while observing and attacking. It usually perches motionless on a large branch at dusk and launches into silent flight when darkness has completely enveloped the forest. Thanks to the serrated structures on the edge of its feathers, its wings create a noiseless flight, allowing it to swoop down on its prey without giving any audible warning. The attack is delivered with great force, and its sharp talons can generate a pressure of up to 300 pounds per square inch. This action is enough to instantly kill a rabbit, a mouse, a ground bird, or even medium-sized reptiles. During the dry season, when insects and small animals are scarce, it shifts its diet to poisonous toads or drought-adapted reptiles, prey that many other predators avoid. With a specialized digestive system, the great horned owl does not chew but swallows its prey whole, and later regurgitates a pellet containing fur, bones, scales, and other indigestible parts. As an apex predator in the middle and upper layers of the forest, the owl not only regulates the populations of rodents and small birds, but also influences the behavior and distribution of its potential prey. If the great horned owl is the master predator of the night at dawn, the sky belongs to another assassin, small and fast. It is the American kestrel, a tiny raptor with agile wings and a deadly dive. Its body is small, light, and agile. But that is what allows it to make the most of the hot air currents rising from the cracked and arid ground to soar in search of prey without expending too much energy. The kestrel's plumage combines vibrant but harmonious colors: a reddish-brown back with black spots, a yellowish-white chest, and cheeks marked by 2 black stripes, a feature compared to a warrior's moustache. One of the most outstanding skills of the American kestrel is its ability to hover in mid-air, holding a single position in the sky by continuously flapping its wings with its eyes fixed on the ground. Once the target is marked, the kestrel dives at an angle, accelerating in a few seconds, and its legs, with curved, sharp talons, grip the prey in a single contact. Its diet is very diverse. Crickets, grasshoppers, beetles, small snakes, lizards, field mice, and even the chicks of sparrows during the nesting season. This varied diet has allowed it to survive in difficult conditions, where the availability of prey changes with the seasonal cycle. During the dry season, the number of insects decreases significantly, forcing the kestrel to change its hunting strategy. Instead of hunting insects in groups, it focuses on opportunistic prey like mice or lizards. When the rainy season arrives, insect swarms multiply, and the kestrel returns to a fast-paced hunting mode, moving constantly, attacking instantly, and consuming on the spot. At the same time, gigantic flocks of birds advance with steady steps on long, powerful legs. They cannot fly, but their sprinting speed rivals that of many mammals. It is the greater rhea, the largest bird of this continent. The greater rhea can stand up to 5 feet tall, be about 4.5 feet long, and weigh from 44 to 66 pounds. With long, strong legs and 3-toed claws perfectly adapted for covering long distances on open terrain, This bird does not need to fly to survive. It has a stride that can reach 3 feet and a running speed exceeding 37 miles per hour when it feels threatened, making it one of the fastest running birds in the world. Although its wings are not large enough to lift its body off the ground, they are very useful when running, as they act as biological rudders, allowing for instant changes of direction. It eats grass, leaves, seeds, fruits, and does not hesitate to hunt invertebrates like insects, spiders, and even small lizards or snakes. The greater rhea lives in groups, usually of 5 to 20 individuals, and in some favorable areas, there can be up to 50. During the dry season, the groups tend to split up to reduce competition for food resources. When the rainy season begins, they gather into larger groups and start their breeding period, usually from September to December. Unable to fly and living on the ground, the greater rhea is vulnerable to predators like pumas, jaguars, or even smaller carnivore groups. Its survival strategy is based on the collective vigilance of the group. When an individual detects danger, it emits a snorting sound or a low growl, causing the entire group to flee in a fan-like formation, confusing the predator's hunting tactics. In addition, the grayish-brown color of its plumage allows it to camouflage well among the dry grasslands and bushes, especially during the hottest hours of the day, when the heat visually distorts the landscape. A large silhouette moves slowly, but with great caution. The light-colored rings around its eyes make it look like it's wearing a pair of strange glasses, hence its name, the spectacled bear. This is the only bear species native to the South American continent. It can be 5 to 6.5 feet long, stand up to 3 feet on all fours, and weigh from 175 to 310 pounds. Its thick, velvety black or dark brown coat is highlighted by cream or pale yellow fur bands around the eyes that run down the cheeks, forming the characteristic image of a pair of spectacles. Unlike the common image of a bear as a fierce predator, the Andean bear has a predominantly herbivorous diet, which makes up 70 to 85% of its food intake. It eats everything from wild fruits like avocados, pineapples and figs, to the young stems of the puya plant, bark, fungi, and sometimes even carrion or small animals like rabbits, birds, or injured armadillos. By consuming a wide variety of large seeded fruits, it becomes a natural vehicle for carrying seeds far, crossing geographical barriers that other small birds or animals cannot overcome. Their droppings, rich in organic matter, often fall on moist ground or in ravines, creating ideal conditions for seeds to germinate and for secondary forests to regenerate. The journey does not end there. The water continues to flow south, merging with the mighty Paraná River and emptying into the Atlantic Ocean through the Rio de la Plata estuary between Argentina and Uruguay. In the depths of the blue ocean, each slow but steady flipper stroke propels the green sea turtle through the sea. This sea turtle is one of the most ancient surviving creatures, with a carapace 3 to 5 feet long and a weight that can exceed 400 pounds. The name green comes not from the color of its shell, but from the emerald green layer of fat inside its body, a result of a diet rich in seagrass and algae. This is the biological trait that distinguishes the green sea turtle. While many sea turtles are omnivores, they have become the gardeners of the ocean. By grazing on seagrass beds, they help keep the seabed ecosystem young and vibrant. They maintain the balance of seagrass meadows, which are home to hundreds of species of fish and mollusks, while also contributing to the transport of nutrients. The migration pattern of the green sea turtle is one of nature's wonders. Each year, they undertake transoceanic journeys of thousands of miles, from coastal seagrass meadows to the distant beaches where they were born. The females, after decades of wandering the seas, return to the very same beach where they were born to lay their eggs, a navigational ability based on the Earth's magnetic field. On the hot sand, they dig a deep pit, lay about 100 eggs, and then return to the sea, leaving the fate of their offspring to chance. In its daily life, the green sea turtle is an agile swimmer, capable of diving to depths of over 650 feet and holding its breath for more than 5 hours. They use their front flippers like powerful yet graceful oars, gliding at speeds of up to 22 miles per hour when necessary. A roar that echoes louder than the ocean waves, emitted from a large head with a thick brown mane. It is the South American sea lion, the ruler of the rocky shores. This is a species endemic to the southern hemisphere, distributed from the coast of Peru to the southern tip of Argentina and Chile, on both banks of the Rio de la Plata estuary. An adult male can be over 9 feet long and weigh up to 770 pounds, with a thick mane around its neck that gives it the appearance of a true sea lion. In contrast, females are much smaller, with an average weight of 330 to 375 pounds. This marked sexual dimorphism creates a dramatic social system. The male dominates the breeding beach, gathering a harem of dozens of females and defending them from other rivals. The South American sea lion is a professional hunter of the high seas. Its diet consists mainly of fish, squid, and occasionally seabirds or small seals. With a swimming speed of up to 19 miles per hour, it uses its muscular body and ability to dive deeper than 330 feet to ambush its prey. The South American sea lion occupies the role of a mesopredator, controlling fish and squid populations and, at the same time, serving as food for larger predators. White calloused patches stand out on a massive head, easily visible against the blue of the ocean. It is the southern right whale, the gentle giant of the southern oceans. This species reaches an average length of 46 to 52 feet and can weigh over 110,000 pounds, making it one of the largest existing whale species. Each individual possesses a unique callus pattern, like a fingerprint, allowing scientists to identify them from a distance. The southern right whale, a symbol of recovery. After centuries of hunting nearly pushed it to the brink of extinction, its population is recovering thanks to conservation efforts. Each year, they undertake epic migrations. In the summer, they feed in the plankton-rich waters around Antarctica. Satellite studies have shown individuals traveling over 3,700 miles in a single migratory season. The survival strategy of the southern right whale is based on filtering plankton and krill using baleen plates up to 8 feet long. It swims slowly with its mouth wide open, filtering thousands of gallons of seawater per minute. An adult can consume over 2,200 pounds of food per day. Ecologically, the southern right whale acts as a nutrient transporter in the ocean. Their droppings, rich in iron and nitrogen, float to the surface and nourish algae and plankton, the base of the entire marine food web. The image of a southern right whale breaching the surface, spouting a 16-foot column of water under a fiery red sunset. It is not just the existence of a species, but a symbol of regenerative power, of the eternal link between the ocean and life. Sound travels underwater. Clicks and whistles echo like an ancient ocean symphony. Its agile silhouette glides swiftly among the waves, leaving a shimmering silver trail under the Sunday tune. It is the bottlenose dolphin, the most vibrant intelligence of the blue ocean. The bottlenose dolphin's body is typically 8 to 13 feet long and weighs from 440 to 1,430 pounds, with smooth, blue-gray skin and a lighter-colored belly, allowing for perfect camouflage. The most recognizable feature is its long, bottle-shaped snout, hence the name bottlenose. Inside are 72 to 104 sharp, evenly arranged teeth like hooks. Bottlenose dolphins live in diverse environments, from shallow coastal waters and estuaries to the open sea at depths of hundreds of feet. They are animals with flexible migratory habits, moving seasonally depending on food availability, water temperature, and changes in ocean currents. The hunting ability of the bottlenose dolphin is both sophisticated and creative. They use echolocation, a sonar system. In addition, bottlenose dolphins have developed various unique collective hunting strategies. One of them is the mud ring feeding technique, in which they swim in a circle around a school of fish, wagging their tails to create a closed ring of mud. Trapped, the frightened fish leap out of the water, falling straight into the mouths of the waiting predators. Bottlenose dolphins are known for their high level of sociability, living in groups called pods, which can range from 10 to several hundred individuals and even form superpods of thousands. In these groups, they cooperate, share information, protect their young, and hunt together. These complex social relationships reflect their extraordinary intelligence. The bottlenose dolphin's brain weighs an average of 3.3 to 3.7 pounds, which is large relative to its body, with a highly convoluted cortex, allowing them to learn, remember, and even have self-awareness. To survive in a challenging ocean, bottlenose dolphins possess impressive agility and muscular strength. They can reach speeds of up to 22 miles per hour, enough to chase prey or escape predators like sharks or killer whales. When there is danger, the group often forms a circle with the young in the center and the adults on the outside, a collective defense strategy. The land once covered by forest is losing its green color silently but irreversibly. The low forests that grew on limestone soil are now fragmented, leaving only solitary strips of trees. Roads have been opened through the forest, routes for trucks, tractors, and power lines. And these very roads have severed the ecological corridors. The air is still sweltering every summer, but now the heat comes not only from the sun but also from the fires set by humans for land clearing. Forest fires are no longer natural accidents. They are the direct consequence of uncontrolled agricultural activities. Even when it rains, the erratic downpours caused by climate change do not help much. They fall fast and hard, eroding the soil and washing away the nutrient layer. The streams that once flowed through the forest during the rainy season no longer run year-round. Every tree cut down, every stream that runs dry, is not just an ecological loss but also a spiritual wound. And in that seemingly desperate context, the first green seeds are still being planted. In Los Quebraquitos, an area that had been invaded by the exotic privet species, thousands of native trees have been replanted. This is not just a reforestation effort, but a process to restore the entire damaged ecological structure. At the same time, models for monitoring forest dynamics using satellite imagery around the Chankani Provincial Reserve are being implemented. Along the slopes and foothills, ecological corridors are beginning to be reconnected, opening up opportunities for recovery. The Chaco Serrano still has hope if every small action is carried out with heart. Protecting a forest is not just about preserving trees or wildlife, but about preserving the very future of life. As dawn breaks, the entire Serengeti seems to hold its breath. A pale, golden light spreads across the endless plains, as soft as a vow to the earth. The wild awakens under the first rays of Sunday, the dew settles and glitters. The shadows of trees and the herds of animals begin to stir, transitioning into life as darkness gives way to day. Here, an ancient cycle begins anew. And in this world of beginnings, there is one creature that rises above all. It is the lion, the lord of the savannah. Its authority lies in family. Its strength is forged in cooperation. Its presence is a quiet majesty that silences the entire plain. This is the kingdom of the lion, a world where courage is measured not just in battles, but in protection. Where the young learn by watching and standing together. A pride is not just a collection of lions, it is a structured, resilient society, bound by unwritten rules that determine survival and legacy. At the heart of the pride are the lionesses, sisters, mothers, and tireless hunters. They are the architects of this world. Together, they weave a network of cooperation, a living tapestry of kinship and instinct. A successful hunt is not the victory of one, but of all. A newborn cub is not the sole responsibility of its mother, but the child of the entire pride. The lionesses take turns nursing, protecting, and teaching each other's young. For the cubs, life begins as a game. They play and engage in mock battles, honing the skills they will one day need. But on the savannah, no feast lasts forever. Tomorrow, the struggle begins again. The guardians of the pride, the males, their presence is everything. Their massive build and thundering roars are the living walls against danger. But power on the savannah is never permanent. For every ruler, there is always a challenger. Young, exiled males wander the wilderness, growing stronger and hungry to claim a legacy of their own. And when they arrive, the savannah trembles. The night echoes with the sounds of chaos, deep roars. Answering roars, a clash of voices that shakes the air. The confrontation is brutal. Claws tear, fangs sink deep, and bodies collide. This is not a battle of skill, but of stamina, fury, and will. In the end, only one truth remains. The victor claims the pride, the females, and the chance to father the next generation. The vanquished disappears into the wild. Even the rulers must face their rivals. In the darkness, the hyenas lurk, intelligent and relentless. They wait for their moment when the lions are tired from the hunt. Alone, a hyena is no threat. But together, they are a wave of sharp teeth and persistence, capable of stealing the hard-won prize of an entire pride. Above, the vultures circle endlessly. Patient scavengers, they wait for weakness, for death, for an opportunity. Their watchful eyes remind the lions that even in victory, they are never truly alone. But perhaps the most dangerous rival is not a scavenger. The African buffalo, immense, unpredictable, and armed with horns as sharp as spears, can turn a predator into prey in an instant. Across the Golden Plains, the African buffalo move in great herds. For the lions, they are both a prize and a peril, a source of life that demands every ounce of skill and courage. The pride watches from a distance, muscles tensed, eyes fixed. The buffalo is no ordinary prey. Its horns can pierce flesh, its charge can crush bone. The battle is a chaotic mess, a clash of predator and prey where every second counts. The lions must work together, herding the buffalo, separating a weaker member, and striking with finality. On the harsh African savannah, the spotted hyena has evolved to become one of the most formidable carnivores. With an origin of over 10 million years, they have followed a unique evolutionary path. Born to survive, the spotted hyena possesses a muscular frame adapted for endurance and strength. Its characteristic sloping gait is a significant advantage, allowing it to move easily over rugged terrain. The African savanna is the primary habitat of the spotted hyena. From the open grasslands of East Africa to the semi-arid regions of the Kalahari Desert in Botswana. According to a 2023 IUCN report, the global spotted hyena population is estimated to be between 27,000 and 47,000 individuals. The spotted hyena thrives not just on physical strength, but also on its incredibly complex social structure. They live in large, matriarchal clans that can number over 100 individuals. In the darkness of the savannah, the laugh of the hyena is not a sound of chaos. This infamous laughter is no chorus of chaos. It is a living social map, drawn in sound. Each voice is a unique signature, known and placed within the clan's intricate hierarchy. It is a language of identity and location, a way to summon an army or to declare one's place in a brutal yet ordered world. At the top of their social hierarchy is an alpha female who holds absolute power. This matriarchal structure is not just a social hierarchy, but a survival strategy perfected over millions of years. Spotted hyenas are not just scavengers. They are intelligent, strategic hunters, capable of taking down large prey. Their cooperative abilities and communication skills rival those of some primates. Despite their evolutionary success, spotted hyenas still face threats from habitat loss and conflict with humans. Amidst this scarcity, lions emerge as the apex predators. Their golden coats blend perfectly with the sun-scorched grasslands, providing a flawless camouflage. The male lion, with its thick and majestic mane, is not just a symbol of dominance, but also a crucial protection in fierce confrontations. Weighing from 330 to 550 pounds and up to 10 feet long, the lion possesses both strength and agility. Unlike most solitary great cats, lions form tight-knit groups called prides. A typical pride consists of 3 to 30 individuals, with the lionesses taking the lead in hunting. In the dry season, dwindling water sources force wildebeest, zebra, and buffalo to migrate. To adapt, lions expand their hunting territories, sometimes covering up to 100 square miles. As darkness falls over the African savannah, the lions begin their hunt. The night provides a crucial advantage, shielding them from the heat of the day. Hunting in a pride, lions use sophisticated tactics. Some lionesses are tasked with herding the prey into an ambush, where others lie in wait to attack. The division of food follows a ruthless hierarchy. The dominant males will assert their authority and eat first. However, the males play a vital role in protecting the entire pride. In the struggle for food, lions often have the upper hand against hyenas. Studies show that about 60% of conflicts involve lions stealing food from hyenas. However, when the number of hyenas is large, the balance of power can shift. A clan of 15 to 20 hyenas can overwhelm even a strong pride of lions. The fierce competition between lions and hyenas is an integral part of maintaining the ecosystem's balance. Their rivalry ensures that only the most skilled and adaptable can survive. In Kafue National Park, the Southeast African cheetah is one of the planet's most formidable predators. Capable of reaching speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour, it holds the title of the world's fastest land mammal. The cheetah has a deep evolutionary lineage dating back over 2.5 million years as one of the most common subspecies. They claim the grasslands and savannas of sub-Saharan Africa as their domain. The cheetah's body is a masterpiece of creation. A slender frame, long limbs, and semi-retractable claws maximize speed and grip. Unlike most felines that hunt in the shadows, the cheetah is diurnal. They hunt during the golden hours, early morning and late afternoon, to avoid confrontations with larger predators. However, with its speed, success is never guaranteed. The cheetah's hunting success rate is only 50%. The hunt is a test of both speed and endurance. Using the tall grasses as cover, the cheetah silently stalks until it is within striking range. Then, with a spectacular burst of acceleration, it launches into the chase, reaching its top speed in under 3 seconds. The cheetah's incredible speed comes not just from its legs. For the cheetah, speed is a form of flight. In every stride, there is a moment of suspension, a heartbeat where it untethers itself from the earth. The spine is not bone, but a living bow, coiled and released, launching the hunter across the savannah not by running, but by flying low against the ground. It is not merely running. It is performing a series of controlled leaps, almost flying low over the ground to catch its prey, turning every hunt into a spectacular athletic display. As it closes in, agility becomes its greatest weapon. A swift swipe of a paw, followed by a precise bite to the throat, ends the pursuit. But the struggle is not over. The exertion of such an explosive movement pushes the cheetah's body to its thermal limits. It cannot eat immediately, but needs 5 to 10 minutes to cool down. Unlike the lion that dominates with brute force, or the hyena that survives by persistence, the cheetah has only one ace up its sleeve: speed. It must eat quickly, but even then, it is highly vulnerable. Meanwhile, in South Luangwa, the Thornicroft's giraffe is a symbol of the region's ecological uniqueness. Geographically isolated, this subspecies has evolved over millennia. The Thornicroft's giraffe is striking, tall and graceful, with a long, elegant neck and a coat adorned with irregular dark brown patches. Each individual has a unique pattern, as recognizable as a fingerprint. When threatened, it acts as a sentinel. Its raised head is a living beacon of warning. And if danger approaches, it can deliver a kick powerful enough to repel even a lion. Beneath the sparse canopy of the Miombo woodland, a silent figure glides, Its golden, spotted coat blends effortlessly with the dappled light. This is the leopard, a master of stealth. Across the savannas of Zambia, the leopard roams elusive territories, rarely seen. Its numbers remain modest, with only 1 to 3 individuals per 100 square kilometers. Among the towering miombo trees, the leopard moves with grace and purpose. Every movement is calculated, every step a whisper. "50 yards away, a lone impala strays. The leopard lowers itself, hiding like a shadow. It begins its approach. The distance between them narrows. At just 10 yards, its body tenses. Then, in an explosion of muscle and force, the leopard lunges forward, reaching speeds of up to 36 miles per hour. The struggle is brief, but in the wild, a successful hunt is just the beginning. Other predators are lurking, ready to steal what they did not earn themselves. The leopard, with incredible strength, drags its prey up a tree, far beyond the reach of lions and hyenas. Hidden in the canopy, it enjoys its prize in peace. Great in stature and unmatched in power, the lion reigns not just by brute force. An adult male can be up to 11 feet long and weigh up to 550 pounds. Lions hunt in prides. Synchronized and silent, they stalk through the tall grass. Then, with an explosive force, they attack, charging at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. But the hunt is rarely the end. It invites competition. Opportunistic scavengers, the spotted hyenas, arrive in hopes of stealing a meal. Across the vast plains, tens of thousands of blue wildebeest stir, continuing an ancient journey. Their migration is one of nature's greatest spectacles. Born for endurance, the blue wildebeest is a creature sculpted by evolution. Both males and females have curved, sturdy horns, tools for defense and displays of status. At birth, the calves are a yellowish-brown, blending in with the dry grass. But after just 2 months, their coats turn a steely blue-gray. They are most active at dawn and dusk. And when threatened, they can reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. But speed alone is not always a shield. Faced with danger, the herd bunches together, an ancient alarm signal. The African buffalo, one of the most formidable herbivores, is also one of the most hunted. Its horns are a shield against the lion, its strength a bastion for the herd. But against its most modern predator, these ancient defenses are rendered meaningless. Standing up to 5.6 feet tall, an adult male can weigh up to 1,600 pounds. Their strength is legendary. With a massive build and an unyielding will to protect, the African buffalo is the continent's most powerful grazer. Their thick, dark coats protect them from the sun, but their survival depends on water. Buffalo rarely stray more than 10 miles from rivers or swamps. But it is their uncompromising herd defense that truly sets them apart. When threatened, the herd closes ranks, the calves are pushed to the center, while the adults form a wall of muscle and horn. In the murky waters of the Zambezi River, a massive predator hides in absolute silence. This is the Nile crocodile, Africa's largest crocodile. Unlike many reptiles, the Nile crocodile does not need to hunt daily. Its efficient digestive system allows it to survive for weeks without food. The Lower Zambezi National Park is one of its strongest bastions. Here, these silent hunters rely not only on immense power, but also on extraordinary patience. A crocodile can lie motionless for hours, even days, waiting for the perfect moment. When unsuspecting prey approaches the water's edge, there is no warning. Instantly, the water erupts with a violent splash. As the crocodile lunges, its jaws clamp down, dragging the victim into the water. Resistance is futile. With a bite force of 22,000 newtons, the crocodile's power is unmatched. Often called the jewel of Namibia, Etosha National Park is home to 4 of Africa's Big Five. Elephant, lion, leopard, and the critically endangered black rhino. In 2024, Namibia suffered its most severe drought in over a century. Across Etosha, the waterholes vanished. Hippos were trapped in the drying mud. By early 2025, the rains returned, bringing with them a rebirth. The grasslands burst into life. Giraffes and rare species like the black-faced impala seized the opportunity to graze. From May to October, the dry season envelops the park in a harsh heat. Daytime temperatures often soar from 95 to 118 degrees Fahrenheit. The natural water sources all but disappear. As water becomes scarce, the herbivores are forced to congregate at the remaining oases. Their presence attracts the predators, turning these waterholes into unwilling battlegrounds. The black rhino, with its powerful build, stands up to 5 feet tall and weighs around 3,000 pounds. This formidable creature bears 2 constantly growing horns, essential tools for defense. Despite its name, The black rhino's skin is actually a grayish-brown. It uses its pointed, prehensile upper lip to grasp tender leaves and pull them from thorny bushes. It can survive for several days without drinking directly, deriving most of its moisture from the vegetation it consumes, an essential adaptation in this arid environment. Though it has very poor eyesight, the black rhino lives in a rich world woven from scent. For an animal that walks in solitude, communication is written upon the land itself. These are not mere waste piles. They are communal chronicles, a library of scents left in the dust. A story of who has passed, their strength, their intentions, their readiness to mate. It is a silent conversation, read by all who share this ancient territory. It is an invisible social network, a map of scents that helps them navigate and communicate in their solitary world. However, the dry season remains a constant challenge. Man-made waterholes like the one at Ocauquejo become crucial refuges, where even the normally solitary black rhino must share space. At night, under the soft glow of the floodlights, the silhouette of a black rhino emerges, its heavy body moving steadily towards the water. A territorial behavior that quietly asserts its claim. As of 2023, Namibia is home to over 2,200 black rhinos. Etosha National Park alone accounts for over 70% of this number. But with such a concentration, the risk of poaching also increases. Despite the protection of dedicated rangers, GPS tracking, drones, and even dehorning, the black rhino still faces a threat greater than nature, the insatiable greed of man. Moving alongside the herds of blue wildebeest, the plains zebras make their way to the scarce water sources. Their presence brings a vibrant rhythm to the monochromatic landscape of the dry season. The plains zebra is of medium size, standing about 4.3 feet tall and can weigh up to 770 pounds. Its characteristic black and white stripes form a unique pattern for each individual. These stripes serve multiple purposes. They help regulate body temperature and disrupt the vision of predators when the zebras move together, creating confusion. In Etosha, the plains zebra lives in social groups called harems, consisting of a dominant male, several females, and their offspring. These harems often gather to form larger herds. The plains zebra is a specialized grazer, preferring the short grasses that grow quickly after the rains. Their grazing helps regulate plant biomass, allowing new growth to flourish. Seasonal migration is a crucial survival strategy. Depending on the climatic conditions, some herds travel up to 680 miles a year in search of sustenance. As of early 2025, the wild plains zebra population was estimated at around 150,000 to 250,000 mature individuals. This number represents a decline of about 25% since the 1990s. As the herds of plains zebras gather around the shrinking waterholes, the gaze of a lion locks onto them. At Ocauquejo, predator and prey engage in a silent battle of wits. In the dry season, Ocauquejo becomes a crucial crossroads where the cycles of life converge. The predators have no choice but to approach the dwindling water sources. As the number of animals increases, so does their vigilance. The lionesses adjust their hunting strategies, shifting from pursuit to ambush, using the dry grass and mounds of earth for cover. Once within striking distance, less than 100 feet, the lionesses crouch low before exploding with a sudden burst of speed, knocking their prey to the ground. An adult lion can take down prey twice its size. Despite this, lions in the wild have a relatively low hunting success rate, only about 20 to 25%. In the scorching heat of the Namibian desert, lions conserve energy by resting up to 21 hours a day, preparing for their nocturnal hunts. A typical pride consists of related females, one or more adult males, and their offspring. The females maintain the social structure, raise the young, and do most of the hunting. The male, with his iconic thick mane and a roar that can carry up to 5 miles, uses his voice to mark territory and warn off intruders. A lion's roar is not just a simple warning. It is also a sophisticated psychological tactic. When a whole pride roars together, they are able to perfectly time and pitch their roars to create a special acoustic effect. Making intruders think that their pride is larger than it actually is. This intimidating chorus is a form of psychological warfare, a sonic barrier designed to prevent bloody confrontations before they even begin. As the morning sun illuminates the vast grasslands of Kafue National Park, a pack of African wild dogs prepares for an early hunt. For centuries, the African wild dog has perfected the art of pack hunting. The oldest fossils of this species, dating back 200,000 years, were discovered in the Kafse Cave, Israel. A distinctive feature is their specialized dentition, which is relatively larger than that of any other carnivore, designed to tear through the flesh of their prey with ease. African wild dogs live in tight-knit social groups, typically consisting of 2 to 27 individuals. These packs follow a clear hierarchy, with females often holding the dominant position. The hunting strategy of the African wild dog is a masterful blend of speed, coordination, and tactical precision. They engage in high-speed pursuits, exhausting their prey before the final kill. When attacking, they approach silently before a sudden burst of speed, reaching up to 41 miles an hour. They maintain this pace for 10 to 60 minutes. Today, the African wild dog is classified as endangered on the IUCN Red List, with only about 6,600 individuals remaining worldwide. Under the scorching sun, the ostrich strides confidently among the remaining waterholes. Though flightless, this extraordinary bird is perfectly adapted to the semi-desert landscape. Equipped with long legs and a formidable speed, the ostrich stands up to 9.2 feet tall. When threatened, a powerful kick from its muscular legs can deliver a serious blow. However, their greatest defense lies in their speed. Capable of sprinting up to 43 miles an hour, ostriches are the true long-distance runners of the savannah. In the dry season, they travel in groups of 5 to over 50, moving together between water sources in search of food and drink. As omnivores, their diet is varied. When water is scarce, they switch to a diet of moisture-rich plants, able to go for long periods without drinking. At Ocauquejo, the ostriches gather with other herbivores. It is the epicenter of a silent struggle for survival, with predators never far away. In this high-risk environment, ostriches are equipped with the largest eyes of any land animal, measuring up to 2 inches in diameter. allowing them to detect subtle movements at great distances. During the breeding season, their behavior becomes more animated. The male performs his characteristic courtship display, shaking his head, extending his neck, and kicking up clouds of dust. A single nest can contain up to 60 eggs, each weighing about 3 pounds. In the harsh conditions of Etosha, these eggs become an attractive target for many predators. Both the male and female take turns protecting the nest, enduring ground temperatures that can exceed 122 degrees Fahrenheit. The waterhole at Halali sustains a remarkable diversity of wildlife. Its dense vegetation and rugged terrain create an ideal backdrop for nocturnal predators. In this breathtaking silence, the leopard emerges, a master predator cloaked in the mantle of darkness. It moves like a whisper, its eyes locked on the slightest movement. What follows is not a chase, but a confrontation, a silent battle between instinct and survival. With males weighing from 66 to 159 pounds and females from 44 to 95 pounds, the leopard has a perfect balance of strength and agility. Their coat provides almost perfect camouflage. Under the dappled moonlight, they disappear into their surroundings, like phantoms in the dark. Leopards can live up to 17 years in the wild. In Etosha alone, their population density ranges from 0.5 to 3.8 individuals per 38.6 square miles. Solitary and primarily nocturnal, the leopard relies on ambush tactics. Instead of chasing its prey, it watches and waits, sometimes for hours. After a successful hunt, it climbs, hauling its prey high into the branches, sometimes up to 20 feet off the ground, to keep it out of reach of scavengers. The arid ground of Ocoquejo trembles under the heavy footfalls of a herd of blue wildebeest. Standing about 4 feet tall and weighing an average of 440 pounds, they possess a strong, muscular build. Despite their bulky frame, the blue wildebeest is surprisingly agile. When threatened, they can reach speeds of up to 50 miles an hour. As specialized grazers, they primarily feed on the short grasses that grow quickly after the rains. Their digestive system is fine-tuned to extract nutrients from low-quality vegetation. At Ocoquejo, the man-made waterholes provide vital lifelines during the harsh months. They often gather here in the early morning or late afternoon. By grazing regularly, the wildebeest prevent the vegetation from becoming too dense. Their feeding habits encourage the growth of new plants. Migration is one of their most important behaviors. However, this instinct is increasingly being disrupted. Man-made barriers have fragmented their habitats. A study in early 2024 warned that herds confined to smaller areas are showing signs of genetic decline. A serious threat to the species' adaptability. The sun explodes on the horizon, burning the sky with streaks of crimson and gold. Each dawn and dusk marks a battlefield where life and death perform their ceaseless dance. The land itself is a formidable opponent, but even greater dangers lurk where the migration must pass. Rivers like the Mara are not just obstacles, they are gates of death. Beneath the muddy surface, 12-foot Nile crocodiles lie in wait. With a single explosive lunge, they clamp down on their prey, dragging their victim to a watery grave. However, survival does not guarantee safety. Beyond the riverbanks, the dry grasslands stretch endlessly. An open stage where the predators reign. Lions, hyenas, and cheetahs haunt the savannah. In this battle for survival, weakness is a death sentence. Only the swift, the resilient, and the cunning can find their way through. Speed in this arena is salvation. On the open plains, where there is nowhere to hide, prey must rely on agility, reflexes, and strategy. The Thompson's gazelle, small but swift, is one of the most talented artists. When danger strikes, they dart away like living arrows, reaching speeds of 50 to 55 miles per hour. But speed is not their only weapon. They run in unpredictable zigzags, making it a struggle for even the fastest predators to keep up. Meanwhile, the zebra has perfected the art of survival. Speed is their greatest weapon. When faced with danger, they explode into spectacular sprints, reaching speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. On the savannah, lions and cheetahs lurk in the tall grass. But the zebra is not defenseless. Its keen eyesight scans the horizon, while its powerful legs are always ready to react. However, escaping danger is not just about speed, it's about strategy. The zebra has mastered the art of sudden directional changes, disrupting the predator's pursuit. A 2023 study by the Savannah Wildlife Institute found that these abrupt maneuvers can reduce a lion's hunting success rate by up to 70%. But speed alone is not enough. Endurance is the real weapon. Unlike the cheetah, the zebra possesses considerable stamina, capable of maintaining its pace over a long distance. As the sun reaches its zenith, survival on the savannah shifts from speed to endurance. Among the most resilient creatures is the wildebeest. For hundreds of thousands of years, they have evolved into the marathon runners of the wild. Their legendary stamina fuels one of nature's greatest spectacles, the Great Migration. Each year, over 1 million wildebeest embark on a perilous 1,800-mile journey in search of water and fresh pastures. This relentless migration leads them across burning plains, treacherous rivers full of crocodiles, and open terrain where lions and other predators lie in wait. But the wildebeest are more than just wanderers. They are survivors. Their true strength lies in their endurance and their herd instinct. While a cheetah can only maintain its top speed for a few hundred yards, a wildebeest can sustain a steady pace of 30 to 40 miles an hour for many miles. The longer the chase, the more the advantage shifts in their favor. Endurance is their greatest defense, but unity is their shield. The dry season on the African savanna descends like a relentless furnace. In this harsh landscape, survival is not about speed, it's about endurance. Among the masters of persistence is the Grevy's zebra, the largest of all zebra species. Its bold black and white stripes stand out against the sun-scorched plains. Unlike other grazers, the Grevy's zebra endures the heat by outlasting it. They travel over 20 miles a day in search of water. With a phenomenal memory, they retrace hidden paths to long-forgotten waterholes, a skill honed through generations of survival. But memory alone is not enough. Nature has equipped them with a highly efficient circulatory system that acts as a built-in cooling mechanism. However, the journey to water is fraught with danger. Lions and hyenas lurk near the remaining water sources, knowing that thirst will drive their prey within reach. They use the shade of acacia trees to cool their bodies and conserve energy, timing their movements to avoid the most dangerous hours. The African savanna smolders under the relentless fire of the Sunday. As the dry season drags on, every drop of water becomes a prize worth fighting for. Among the most formidable warriors of the savanna is the African buffalo, a living fortress of muscle and fury. Weighing up to 2,000 pounds, they are relentless fighters. A charge from an African buffalo is not a panicked flight, but a calculated attack. Their curved horns are weapons of war, capable of breaking bone. The predators that dare to challenge them face not only brute force, but a deadly strategy. A buffalo's charge can generate an impact force more than 3 times greater than a lion's bite. But it is not just brute strength that makes the African buffalo so dangerous. It is its intelligence and a formidable memory. They are known to remember and recognize specific enemies. Researchers and guides have documented numerous cases of buffalo showing particular animosity towards lions or safari vehicles that have previously harassed them. A failed hunt today could bring a fierce retaliation tomorrow as they actively return to attack a threat they have identified. A failed hunt today could bring a fierce retaliation tomorrow. The cheetah, the fastest cat on the planet, is a hunting machine shaped by the constant pressure of survival. Amidst the open plains of the Savannah, it relies on a slender body, light muscles, and large lung capacity to reach speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour in just a few seconds. This explosive acceleration is not merely a spectacular display, it is the difference between catching prey and the hunger that threatens its entire family. Its eyes, adapted for long-distance vision in daylight, lock onto a target with almost mathematical precision. They are the markings of a specialist, the lines of focus in a world of blinding light. Not tears of sorrow, but channels of concentration, ensuring that when the moment comes, the hunter's gaze is unwavering and its aim is true. These are not for decoration. They function like natural sunglasses, absorbing sunlight and reducing glare. This allows it to maintain intense focus on moving prey without being blinded, a crucial advantage when hunting during the day. A time when most other large cats are resting. But speed comes at a price. After a chase, the cheetah is exhausted, vulnerable to stronger predators that can steal its hard-won prize. In the hunt, every movement is calculated. The cheetah selects young, weak, or unwary prey, exploiting any weakness in the cohesion of gazelle and impala herds. It moves stealthily, using the sparse savanna vegetation as cover. Once at an ideal distance, usually under 300 feet, the cheetah launches into an explosive sprint. The chase is a frantic dash, typically lasting only 20 to 60 seconds. If it fails to catch its quarry in this brief window, the cheetah's body will overheat and the hunt is lost. When successful, a fatal bite to the throat suffocates the prey, ending the struggle in seconds. However, victory does not guarantee a meal. The cheetah must devour its kill quickly before lions, hyenas, or even flocks of vultures detect the carcass and close in. The contest for food is a constant part of its reality. The species' survival also depends on reproduction. The female raises her cubs alone, protecting them in hidden lairs and moving them frequently to avoid being tracked. However, the mortality rate for cubs is very high. Lions, jackals, and birds of prey are constant threats to the defenseless young. The cheetah is both an example of supreme specialization and a testament to biological fragility. While the cheetah relies on speed in the open plains, in the wooded savanna, sheer power and cooperation reign supreme. On the bank, in the shade of the sparse trees, a herd of impala is grazing. Their slender bodies gleam a tawny gold in the morning rays. Each Each of their movements is like a delicate brushstroke on the savanna canvas. They make almost no sound, but that silence is fragile. Behind their grace lies constant vigilance. The impala is one of southern Africa's most graceful antelopes. It can leap 30 feet in a single bound and soar up to 10 feet high, as if the air itself lifts it from danger. These spectacular leaps are more than just a means of escape. This is more than an expression of joy. It is a conversation with death itself, a deliberate, defiant message broadcast to unseen eyes, declaring with every impossible leap, "I am vitality, I am speed, a chase would be fruitless." It is a gamble of energy, played out to prevent a gamble of life. Their primary defense is movement, swift, coordinated, and effortless. Nearby, in the dry grass, dark spots flicker. It is the guinea fowl. Like tiny medieval warriors, each seems to wear a helmet, blue-black feathers, dark eyes, a red crest, and white spots on their bodies. Their gait seems comically hurried, but at the slightest rustle, the entire flock freezes instantly, turning to stone. Guinea fowls are the noisy sentinels of the savanna. Their piercing calls alert every creature round to approaching danger. Their role as sentinels extends beyond mere alarms. Guinea fowls are tireless custodians of the savanna, consuming vast quantities of insects and the parasitic ticks that plague large herbivores. This relationship is a perfect example of symbiosis. While the great beasts are cleansed of troublesome parasites, the guinea fowl get an easy and safe meal. They are not just the alarm system, but the sanitation crew of the plains. Sometimes they are the first to spot a leopard in the bush or the approach of an eagle.